Grade World History 60 Decades Project.
I clicked the next slide. Go ahead, click this. Click the next slide.
Fashion. Most of the 60s clothing styles were quite conservative, and most teenagers dressed like ladies and gentlemen. Styles changed drastically in the last few decades. 60s clothing included desert boots, bowling shoes, sleeveless dresses, and circle skirts. Some popular accessories for women include bangle bracelets, chandelier earrings, and colorful tights. Popular accessories for men would be fur flip cap, and jeans. There were a few cool hairstyles for women. The beehive was developed in 1960 by Margaret Betsy Hill. The exaggerated look, which involved piling one's hairstyle of the head in a conchoid shade and setting it into place with top shears amounts of hairspray. Another was called the bombshell, which became embraced especially in the realm of film and cinema. This was reflected with bigger looking hair. One of the hairstyles for men was named the mop top, which was created by the formation of the biggest band of all time. The Beatles' The Mop Top was known as a messy longer cut and was one of the men's most classic looks.
Music. The music of 60s reflected the sound, style, and beliefs of the previous decade, and many of the hit records were by artists who had found mainstream success in the 1950s, like Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, and the Everly Brothers. Rock and blues was a very popular form of music. Popular musicians were the Beach Boys, the Beatles, Chubby Checker, and Bob Dylan. Towards the decade's end, genres such as barbecue pop, sunshine pop, and bubblegum pop started to grow popular. Surf rock began in Southern California as a type of dance music that was mostly instrumental, and it became quite popular in the early 60s. Motown sound became popular also.
Recreation and leisure. The rock festival became a favorite venue for music lovers to gather in an outdoor setting and savor the sounds of their preferred performers. Some examples include Palm Springs Pop Festival, Big Rock Powwow, Woodstock, and first annual Detroit Rock and Roll Revival. Some other activities during the 60s included surfing, collecting troll dolls.
Okay, this is one of the troll dolls that they like to collect back then.
Going to concerts and watching television. Some popular movie stars were John Wayne, Natalie Wood, and Lee Marvin. Some popular sports figures of the 60s were Muhammad Ali, which was a boxer, Will Chamberlain, which played basketball, and Willie Mays, which played baseball. The American diet included lots of fruit and vegetables. They forgot about a normal breakfast food and usually ate toast or drank tea. Some restaurants included McDonald's, Shakey's Pizza, and Mr. Steak. People usually ate home-cooked meals because women stayed at home.
Politics. The 60s president were Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1953 through 1961, John F. Kennedy in 1961 through 1963, and Lyndon B. Johnson in 1963 through 1969. Dwight D. Eisenhower was known for signing the Civil Rights Act of 1957 and sending Army troops to enforce federal court orders. John F. Kennedy was known for being an American politician who served as the 35th president of the U.S. from 1961 until his assassination in 1963. Lyndon B. Johnson was known for his domineering personality, which was coined the Johnson treatment, and for becoming a Democrat Senate leader in 1963. The 1960s was one of the most tumultuous and divided decades, marked by the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War.
Economy. The economy was very different from its state at the beginning of the decade. Growth was slowing, inflation was rising, and the dollar was in poor shape. The unemployment rate in 1960 was 6.6%. In 1963, it was 5.5%. In the 60s, there was a shortage for Arab oil, embargo in the U.S., The tax in the sixties was 91%, which applied to overcome 200,000. A new house would cost 12,700. A gallon of gas was 25 cents, and by 1969, it was 35 cents. There were positive changes in the economy. The United States had obtained greater access to trade with foreign nations. The American economy flourished during the 1960s, as it had during the previous decade. Despite dips at various points throughout the decade, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a composite of the price of 30 top U.S. industrial stocks, and the figure most often quoted when evaluating stocks, market activity and steady rose.
Values and culture. The 60s were dominated by the Vietnam War, civil rights protests, and the assassination of U.S. President John F. Kennedy and civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. According to television advertisements, the 60s defined women as happy homemakers, teachers, and nurses. Women were able to strive for beauty and elegance. There were popular slangs or sayings during the 60s, which included aghast, which meant having a good time, bad, which meant awesome, catch some rays, which was referred to as get in the sun, and blast, a good party. In the 60s, there was a major expansion of the middle class because of new job opportunities. Black and brown people were not treated equally during that time period. There were serious struggles between white and black people.
Inventions in technology. There were a couple of influential inventions during the 60s. There was satellite television and the halogen lamp in 1961. The economy is expanding and providing more changes and opportunities for jobs. Satellite television was a service that delivers television programming to viewers by replaying it from a communication satellite orbiting the Earth directly to the viewer's location.
Sports. Sports was a very interesting topic during the 60s. The Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl. The Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series. The Olympics during the 60s was located in Rome, Italy. Some of the highlights was the Olympic Torch of Rome, participants, and the number of athletes per country. There was a couple of professional sports players. Sandy Koufax was a baseball star. He was born on December 30th, 1935. Wilt Chamberlain was a basketball star and was one of the greatest players. The sporting events in the 60s included golf, Summer Olympic Games, tennis, and the Baseball World Series.
Okay, now may the class please stand up so that I may do this system base.
Oh wait, sorry. And this is some of the hairstyles. This is the beehive and the mop top that was popular that the Beatles wore. And then the bombshell, which is another popular hairstyle for women. And then this is the troll doll and different types of toys that was popular in the 60s. This is men's fashion, and here's girl fashion. And then this is the popular music with which is by Chubby Checker, Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, and just a lot more of those. And then about economy, this is 1960 versus 2021, and this is the prices from now to then. So a new house was $12,700 in 1960, and now it's $248. Gas was 25 cents, and now it's $2.78. So just different things that was back then and now with the prices, because things were back then were very cheap, and now they're more expensive than they were back then.